Do you think that I got to be careful how I say this, but basically what I'm saying, fuck it, I'm not going to try to beat around the bush. Do you think that all of the clients were pedophiles, or did they get tricked? Do you think that is what was going on? Because wouldn't that, yeah, I get it. They're cheating on their wives. It's bad, but they didn't knowingly. Do you see what I'm getting at? They didn't know. I mean, look, Nick, you can get on Instagram right now and look at all the private, what do they call the private jet stewardesses, and they all look the same.
Uh-huh.
If you see, you know what I'm talking about.
I don't. No.
Well,
I'm not much of an Instagram guy, so.
They look like they just walked out of the strip club and jumped on a jet yeah. And so that's what so we know what's going on private jets, okay? I mean, it's pretty obvious what happens with those type of stewardesses. And so it may not even be uncommon. I mean, I don't know. I don't fly around on private jets, but it may not even be uncommon, for that to be, part of the flight routine, right? And so maybe this is just another flight where they're used to this happening, but this time it's that was a 17-year-old, by the way. You're on camera, because wouldn't that turn them into somewhat of a victim as well?
Well, I think all the above to what you said. I think sometimes they're tricked, but Epstein was frequently pandering 14-year-olds. Mm-hmm. And we know he was pandering 13-year-olds. And I don't think it would be hard to differentiate between a 13-year-old or 14-year-old and an adult. And as I said earlier, Epstein, I believe, pandered kids that were under 10 years old. So I think it's all the above. Guys could have been tricked for sure with some of these young women that look like adults, but then some guys are they're pedophiles. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's their thing. That's what they're into. And like Epstein, his thing was pubescent girls.
You know what I mean, though? I mean, you definitely have your repeat offenders.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know who they are, at least a couple of them, but there's also people, from my understanding, that were, one-time offenders, or supposedly. And I don't know. I thought a lot about this, and like I said, are they stand-up citizens by flying around in private jets and doing whatever to women that goes on there? No, they're not stand-up citizens, but I mean, they're not doing anything anybody else isn't doing, and at least it's not uncommon. And so to trick somebody like that, I think would be relatively easy, especially with a 16, 17-year-old.
With a 16 or 17-year-old, yeah, I think so. I got to a blackmail photographer who was part of the Franklin trafficking network. And I was initially cutting my teeth on the story. I was trying to figure out how, I was trying to figure out so much stuff. And I asked him about the blackmail angle. And he said, to me, it's like you're on a yacht. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful yacht. It's a beautiful day. And you can have anything you want on the yacht. But if you decide to get off the yacht, the people on the yacht are going to make sure that you drown. So once you've been compromised, there's almost an incentive to keep going with it. I mean, you're not going to stop. I mean, there's already footage of you. You're part of that club. You're part of that omerta, where you're going to keep your mouth shut and do what you're told.
How many